if we can start writing like, okay, this one is done, or this one needs a chorus. You know how when you're in the studio, you're like.
Well, I did that last week on my notes of just like all the little things.
But if anybody has better penmanship, I'm totally down with it. But I told Paul, I said, yeah, if we're going to talk about where the songs are at, I need a visual because I can't even remember. See it all.
That's the biggest whiteboard I've ever seen.
Okay, oh yeah, so. No, well, it's usually in my office. I had to erase my boards. Like, I hope you guys have enough.
My stuff will fit on that.
Well, when did you start drinking coffee anyway?
When I turned like 30 or something.
Really?
Like, dude, not for a long time. Actually, honestly.
You never did when I knew you.
No, I never drank coffee with these guys. Like, I grew up in music.
We were constantly, Paul and I would get up when we were on the road at like 4:30 in the morning to go find good coffee.
Love the smell, could not have, the taste was just no.
Yeah.
And honestly, not until Starbucks came in and I was buying like the milkshake kind of coffees.
Yeah.
You know, the Frappuccinos. And then I just slowly weaned myself to like, oh, I like the taste of coffee now. But it was like, that was my entry drug, you know, was the Frappuccino. There you go. It's alive a little bit.
Okay.
It's like a living. The hardest part is, oh, did you get your pedal? No, I was talking about him. He's got some strange digital information happening. He's going Bitcoin over there. He's all, woohoo.
That's right.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to keep it kind of.
Oh, really? And Mayfair on your song?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Okay,
Check.
Is she gonna get the kick drum like?
Okay, that's getting better.
No, it's barely.
That's really good.
Okay.
I love it.
All right.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
The arrangement through without any issue.
Yeah, I still forget the chorusy. Like,
oh yeah. But yeah, we didn't like stumble and one of us start playing some whole other section.
Yeah, it was a
what song are
complete
you
song.
playing? I don't know. I feel like I can hear you more than anything.
Well, you need more volume?
I need
I
mine
can
down.
figure it out.
Is it this?
Yours down.
Initial reaction, Paul, on the tone. I think it is
But
less.
it feels really good.
It feels less muddy to me.
It feels less muddy to me.
Okay.
I will say that. Like I haven't,
Yeah.
like really here, but it feels less muddy.
I've been trying to like find the right spot to not compete with vocals.
Sure, yeah.
Well, it was great how last week when we had to talk about that, you started figuring out like where your tone is sitting right where maybe Kim is going to be, and if you go lower, it's right around.
And even some of the background vocals
Or
are
some
right
background.
in my space.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, I gotta be brighter, or I gotta change registers, or do a different voicing or something.
So,
1, 2, 3, 4.
Stronger for it, and love will surely lead you home.
not a true musician. I just really remember what dots I'm supposed to be on, right? Rather than
Yeah.
A, E, G, A, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wait, was it this dot or was
You
it this dot?
think in patterns.
I think in patterns.
I do the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, it's like, once I'm in like a zone,
Yeah.
I know that it's all here.
Yeah, exactly.
The system here.
Yes, do a system.
So we'll say that
Just
fish, fish seems like we have a general gist on it, right?
Yeah, check. Just put a check mark.
And then trampoline has a general gist.
Yep.
And then that's going to be
Come back
green.
to it, come back. Although it's kind
Oh,
of,
my
if
green.
you've ever used Excel, you know that green is good, red is bad. So you use red for the good and green
Well,
for
my
the
problem is the green is dead.
Okay.
My green died, so.
No, longing. Kim's concerned about the
The ballad.
Oh.
I don't remember what to call it.
Oh, that was
Turning.
Turning, that's what it was.
Too
Okay,
high
I'm
or too
turning.
low?
I just remember you saying it was longing, turning.
And discussion time. We have to have a name for this.
It's coffee pledge.
Coffee?
It's musicians in living rooms drinking coffee. One of the musicians,
Old musicians too tired to keep playing with coffee. Just for the record, since I always say for the record, like, which means remember.
Which means I can use it.
Remember this moment. Which means you can use it.
I thought you meant it was for the. Okay.
I think like some of our discussions and like working through some of the stuff we were working through, I mean, and having the whiteboard, and then this like, this morning was just the best collaboration time I've had.
Awesome.
Just so, I just feel like the demeanor of everybody is like right on, and it's just, everybody feels like themselves, it seems like.
I think so. After the discussions. Oh, nice. Which
I don't know if anybody else heard that, but I was like, there was a hissing.
The days are so high now.
I still have a little bit of hearing. I have a little bit of hearing.
I don't know if that was just residual from the song or not.
But like that was sprinklers. And we're all being more sensitive.
Yeah.
You can hear yourself with your ears better.
I can hear you great now.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
good.
I think there's one thing we discovered this week is that Kim's still needing to, because she's just like getting to know you guys for the first time
Yeah,
ever, right?
yeah.
So she's not expressing her opinions as strongly. We're seeing it now today for
Yeah,
the first time, I think, right?
That's good.
No, I mean you've
Several
been
good
doing
pieces of
musical
advice.
Not that I ever.
You've been doing musical suggestions these last few weeks, but like, no, why don't we do this? Why don't we try this? Let's do it in one measure. Like, those are the things
Yeah, I
that.
feel like I've been hearing your voice through his voice.
Yeah.
And because you don't know us as well, there's not. You're like, well, I want to tell them that song sucks, but how do I tell them that or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel, and you were saying like, I have an anklet on. I can't feel like
Yeah,
I
ankle
can
bracelet.
speak my not an I have an anklet. I'm careful. But like you're locked down, and I just feel like, man, if we could figure out a way that we could communicate where it's just like, dude, it's okay to say that an idea is good or bad because.
Yeah.
Not every idea is going to work. How would it? You know.
This is the best bad idea we have, sir.
And so I just have to be able to say, yeah, dude, tell me what you think. I want to know what you think because I don't want to hear what you think from her in 4 weeks when it's like, dude, I've always hated this song. I'd rather just right away be like, dude, this isn't working.
Well, I think too, all of us express their frustrations differently.
Yeah, for sure.
It all like comes out in a different way.
Right, yeah.
And so once we kind of learn like what that means when someone says something.
Yeah.
Like if Paul says, maybe, it's a little dark. It means I really need that to be brighter.
Right, but his anklet won't let him.
And for me, saying, "Gosh, that's just not me," it's like I really hate that suggestion.
Right.
And Kim saying, "Could you just rest that a little longer?" means, do you guys have to play through every single measure? Can there be some singing?
Yeah, exactly.
So those types of things where you just kind of learn each other's modes.
But we shouldn't have to do that, I think, is Dave's point.
Yeah.
And
We should be able to respect each other enough to be able to say, oh yeah, that part, love it. That part, like when we were first writing and I was playing something, you said, no, I don't like that. And I was like, cool. It's good to know that you don't like it because I want to hold on to it so loosely. I mean, for me, the most important thing is the message of the song. That's kind of my part. Yours is more like the
vibe
or
like
the production.
Mine is
like
the power.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No, mine's, what is the term? Because Kim, she said, well, it's not worse than what we had before.
Well, because you asked me today with kind of a like.
Sometimes that's a win.
Right, exactly.
So you're not totally sold on it yet.
No, but what it was it took a long time for me to realize she didn't like that I was saying "getting to you." She didn't like the lyrics. I'm going, oh, I don't even care about the lyrics. I just
talking about the concept.
I'm talking about the concept, like the.
You know?
But she was hung up on this lyrics, so it ruined the whole thing. Once I told her we could change that, she's like, "Oh, I thought that's what your big deal is." Then she started liking it more, and then we sang it.
No, I think I just hear all of it all at once, and so.
But if one thing hangs her up, all of it's messed up.
Well, I just
right?
have to know that you don't care about the words one bit.
It's not that I don't care about the words one bit.
Welcome to my
That's
world.
not what you're asking.
Welcome to my world.
It's not.
What are we singing about?
Yeah.
That was my
Love of
argument
God.
my entire life. Is I don't even listen to the words.
Yeah, I know.
F you as much as you want. I don't care.
And I guess we can make fun that I don't care about the words. Obviously, I do.
You do.
But the point is, this is it. We're musically, we're frustrated with this section. Here's a musical concept. That's all I
No,
was
but
saying.
you just. It's hard because, like, and this would be in any situation that, like, maybe I don't like something, but I don't have a better idea. And so, what's the point of that?
Yeah.
And you didn't like that either. Like, you wanted me to 100%. You wanted me to be like, this is amazing.
Or hate it.
you
I
know?
said hate it if you want.
But I didn't hate it. I literally was like.
But we're kind of indifferent.
I'm angry.
But I do like it better than the other one. It's
No,
not like
it was not
I'm-
worse.
But it's true. But
Especially like start to latch onto genres and like who's mixing and like who's current, who's not current, and to latch onto those things. I don't think of music in those terms. I think if it's me playing it, it's authentic and it's me, and I'm not trying to make it not this or this. I'm just playing I'm just doing what I do.
Yeah.
yeah.
And whatever that is,
I feel like there are A&R people.
Yeah.
Well, I was telling Paul, I'm like, you're A&R. You're like, that's not.
I mean, when people hear us, I want them to recognize that it's us.
Right. And I want that. And I really, really
But this-
respect
yeah.
your idea of I just want to be me, and if it's awesome, it's awesome. If people like it, that's great.
Yeah.
This is what I do. And I really, really respect that. I feel like maybe that's where I have this weight that, like Dave said, maybe I am this A&R guy, or Kim is, that we're just a little too caught up maybe in it being. But I'm also, like, you see how many old guys doing a band, right? And it just sounds, these guys are doing, why are they playing songs that sound like Yes? And why are they playing, why does everything sound old? Why is it?
Yes.
Well, I think just the nature of technology is going to do that to a degree by itself. I mean, we have tools that we never had.
Right.
Yeah. That's
Now, I mean, we're sending stuff back and forth and tracking it.
Yeah.
And then saying, do you like this?
Yeah.
You know, we never had that capability.
Yeah.
We would have to gather, lay stuff down over and over again to tape, punch it in, punch it out, punch it in. We'd have to decide whether it was worth burning a tape. Like, do we have enough that we're going to actually burn a tape?
Because it's $160.
Because there's only get like 3 songs on them.
Oh yeah, and so many tracks. We can't afford to. Well, and those limitations were great.
It's like, should we
right?
stack this, or is there going to be more vocals?
Yeah, I know, right? No, and those limitations were great.
Yeah, but but how do we communicate that? How do we communicate in a way that I can say,
With each other.
With each other, and be able to, and you feel free to just be like, Dave, I don't understand what you're. I mean, I get that all the time, right? I don't understand what this song's about.
And what on earth is it about, anyway?
And I was like, well, this is what I was thinking.
But-
I usually have one picture in my brain and then I describe it. But if you're singing it, that's where I want you to be able to be like, I don't know.
But that's where the giving way to each other's influence happens. Is 50% of that equation is, okay, I'm bringing this influence and it's going to come through me. I can only expect you to have my influence a little bit.
Right.
You know, if I'm projecting that, hey, I just hear this. You know, I can't expect you to 100% understand, you know,
Or
what
to
I'm
play it
what
that
I'm
way,
hearing. And so I think, again, that's where the balance is all the collective influence being thrown into a melting pot and then coming out with something that no one hates.
And I think today's a good example of being able to just voice that in a safe place where it's like, it's okay to say that like that part isn't good yet.
Yeah.
Because we all want it to be the best it can be.
Yeah. Right. Really, we're more afraid of potentially what could happen than what is actually happening.
Well, but I don't think
You're almost like bracing yourself, fortifying for, okay, I haven't seen Dave totally go off the rails artistically, but he could, so therefore I better start speaking up just in case.
Well, but I brought in a bunch of folk songs.
Yeah.
And I remember like that first record or the first video where I was explaining trampoline and you guys were both, and that's why I said you should put a subtitle under this, like Paul and Kim can't figure out how to tell Dave that this song's really bad.
Right, exactly.
And it's like, but it's okay, because I'm like, I don't know, dude,
just play the guitar.
Yeah, but what's like if you were to like do a formula and say, you know, pop, not pop.
Wait. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Would it be pop? Would it be alternative?
After liking and subscribing.
Make sure you ring that bell.
Yeah, right.
Mash that button.
I need to like and subscribe to something. I feel like
I don't even think I haven't even liked and
I feel like a
subscribed.
hypocrite right now.
What are you doing? Practice what you preach.
The point of this, though, is we just need to be able to communicate our feelings,
Really,
not worry about it.
Take it personally.
Not worry about it. And I feel like all I want is for all this to be great. We all want that, right? It just needs to be great. Because otherwise, we're just a bunch of people. I'm not even going to say old people because it's not about that. It's just a bunch of people making a mediocre album. Make a great album if you're going to make one at all.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my point here. Like it needs to be great. Now, true, great is subjective.
Yeah, totally
I get that. But if any one of us thinks something isn't great, then it's not great.
Yeah.
Right? Because it takes all of us thinking
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah,
before
that's
it's
what I
great.
love about what we've established is like, okay, if someone absolutely hates something, then we're gonna go the distance for it.